Grandma taught me that when making kimchi, instead of chopping with your knife, you use your hands to tear the cabbage heads to preserve the beautiful leaves on the inside. You salt each individual leaf instead of just sprinkling salt all over to make sure that the pitcher gets bendy. And you roll the cabbage leaves up into what looks like a beating heart because it promotes the best fermentation, though. I like to think it's because there's a little kimchi inside the heart of every Korean. These days, kimchi is really popular, which makes me happy. There's a part of me that worries, even gets a little angry when I see food bloggers and others who authoritatively say, let me teach you how to make kimchi, while never questioning whether there might be a reason not to hack away at the cabbage, whether it's really okay to suggest replacing gochugaru with paprika, whether it's just a bit too easy for them to sacrifice other people's stories because what do they have to lose and what do they have to gain by doing so? When I asked my aunt where she learned all these details about making kimchi, she told me, I learned by watching my mother. She died when I was only a teenager, and I missed her so much I would replay all the memories I had with her over and over so I could feel near to her. So many memories were of her teaching me to cook, and now I carry them with me everywhere I go. This is yukgaejang, a spicy, delicious stew that features this. They look like sticks, right? But they're called fernbreak or gosari in Korean. They were picked in North Korea before being dried and exported all the way here to California, where I got them from the local Korean grocery store. My maternal grandmother, or 외할머니, was also from North Korea, specifically from Hwanghae-do. When we were growing up, my family would go on these road trips to Michigan when we'd visit the apple orchards, and 할머니 would climb up all the trees to pick the biggest, fattest apple and toss them down to me and my brother, even if she got yelled at because she could always just shrug her shoulders and claim she didn't speak English. On the way home, we'd be driving along some quiet backwoods freeway when, without fail, 할머니 would yell from the back seat, "Stop! Gosari!" And we'd all climb out of my father's hatchback with plastic bags in hand to pick as many wild green fern breaks as we could, so 할머니 could make banchan and muchim and yukgaejang to her heart's content. 할머니 left her home when she was a young mother because her village was being bombed. She left behind the house her husband built for them, the bodies of the babies she buried after miscarriages, and the mountains she used to prowl for gosari. She left behind these things so that one day she could teach her American granddaughter how to find a piece of home, however far the road takes you. All right, so many of you asked me for the recipe to this potato hash keranmari that I made, and I don't blame you because, as I said, oh my gosh, that's so good. Luckily, it's really easy to make. You start with one potato, which I julienned using a mandolin. You can also just chop it if you like. You're going to throw that into some cold water in order to get rid of some of the excess starch. And I would do that for at least 30 minutes. And then you're going to pat it dry so that you don't have excess water on the potatoes. I know it's all like very backwards, but trust me, you have to do this if you want the crispy. Then you're going to add some salt, pepper, some vegan cheese, which is optional, and 1 tablespoon of potato starch. I'm going to add a little bit of vegan butter to my nonstick pan as well as the potatoes, and then I'm going to pour about 1/4 cup of just egg over the top. I also added a slice of vegan cheese just because that's my business, as Tabitha Brown likes to say. And then you're just going to roll it up kind of like a crepe or like a keranmari, and that's basically it. Let it cool for a few seconds and then you dig in.